All right, we are going to get started on lesson 14. Don't panic. If you still have to finish some things in lesson 13, you'll have plenty of time to finish that with your animated scene, okay? However, I want to be able to give you the instructions for the next lesson so you can start working on that as soon as you are done with lesson 13. Alrighty? So, first things first, you need something to write with, and you need your journal or a piece of paper. All right? So what I'm going to do is ask your substitute teacher to please pause the video until everybody is set. Okay, I have 5 statements listed below. And what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to try to move the timer thing out of the way, okay, is there are instructions on here, and if the statement applies to you, then there are instructions as to what to put on your piece of paper. I'm going to give you just a little bit more than a minute. This will go pretty quickly, all right? So get ready, have your pencil or pen ready to write on your piece of paper. Here you go. You have about 25 seconds left. I should have probably gotten the Jeopardy music for you, right? Do, 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 do. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, pencils down. So here is what I would like you to do. I'm going to ask to have the video paused, and I want you to compare what you wrote on your sheet of paper with a neighbor. Take about a couple minutes to do that. All right, let's take a look at each of these 5 situations or these statements, okay? Notice they all start with if. So they're saying if this particular thing is true, then do this task. These are called conditional statements, and that's what we're going to focus on today in code.org. So you'll notice on the first 3, okay, those things were things that for right now weren't really going to change. Your last name either has more than 5 letters or it doesn't. It has less than 7 letters or it doesn't. You're wearing something green today or you aren't. The 4 and the 5 were something that was changing. If you'll notice, depending on when you got to that question, I might have been tapping my pencil that might not have been showing, okay? And then on this last part, obviously I'm not there, but if your substitute teacher was in the front of the room or not, then you were to fold your paper in half, all right? Each of these is getting into a new realm of programming where we're going to start talking about conditional statements. And part of this, that first part of the statement, is something that has to be evaluated as really straightforward. Either it's true or it's false. And that first part of the statement is something that is known in the programming world as Boolean expressions. You see, if you're important and you discover or design, create, or invent something, they name it after you. So actually, back in the 1800s, there was an Irish mathematician named George Boole, and he was really fundamental or instrumental in developing a lot of algebraic logic. And this is just inherent to what we're doing in programming. And so they named these types of expressions that absolutely have to be true or false as Boolean after him. So let's take a look and watch this one together by a programmer named Felicia. She actually works at Facebook.
My name is Felicia Williams, and I work at Facebook in augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality is going to really change the way that we think about using computers, and it's a really fun place to be right now. Whether you're making an animation, an app, or a game, it's often necessary for your computer program to test a condition to see if it's true or false. To do this, we use a Boolean expression, an expression that can only evaluate to either true or false. This is similar to asking the computer a yes or no question. Let's look at 3 types of expression that we can make with comparison operators. 2 equal signs compares the values in each box and asks, are these 2 values equal to one another? The greater than sign compares 2 values and asks if the value on the left is greater than the value on the right.
So you notice how this is pretty mathematical. So this part is going to look pretty straightforward to you because you've worked with inequality symbols.
And finally, the less than sign compares the 2 values and asks if the value on the left is less than the value on the right. For each comparison, we will get either a true or false answer. For example, when playing a game, you may get a bonus when you reach a specific score, say 100. To know when to give the bonus, the computer will use a Boolean expression that asks, is the value stored in the variable score equal to 100? If the expression evaluates to true, then you will get a bonus. If it evaluates to false, nothing happens. We can use another comparison operator to make our game even more accurate. In this example, the bonus is only given if the player's score is exactly 100. But if the player passes 100, they should still get the bonus, right? To do this, we'll use the Boolean expression that asks, is the user's score greater than 99? If this is true, then the player gets a bonus. By using Boolean expressions to ask true, false questions, you can make your animations, apps, and games even more dynamic and interactive for your users.
So here is where you are headed today in code.org. All right. You are going to be working in lesson number 14. All right. The second level, you're going to do a prediction with some true false things. We just watched the video on level number 3. When you get to 4, this I think is pretty straightforward. They have the words here. They have the Boolean expressions over here, which basically is saying less than, greater than, or equal to. And you have to decide which one matches. Okay. After that, you're going to kind of work on your own. Please make sure you watch the video that's on level number 7. And what I'm going to remind you is that, and let me get back here to Schoology, is that you will be able to go here and look at every single level which has a video to explain exactly what to do. All right. So just because I'm not there, in a sense, this is kind of like when we were in distance learning mode or hybrid on the days you were home. This is what you can look for. Watch this short little video and it will explain everything that you need to do to get through lesson number 14. Alrighty. So good luck. Work hard. Make sure that you're being respectful and safe and responsible so that you get a chance to go outside for a little bit. And please make sure you're as kind as and helpful as can be. All right. Good luck. Have fun and happy coding today.